Imagine having the status of being a millionaire. This may seem impossible, but the facts are far from this. Achieving financial status like this can be as simple as saving just $1,700 a year in a mutual fund with the rate of return of 13.3% for a total of 35 years. As a soon-to-be graduate with a degree in business administration with a focus on economics and finance, I should be able to help you understand why investing early should be the key to reaching your goals around the time of retirement. I will discuss the reasons to start now, the benefits of starting now, and how to start investing now. First, the reasons to start now. The level of savings in the U.S. is only about 2% per household of income earned. About half of all the people surveyed in the U.S. who are working full-time state that they work from paycheck to paycheck, and they have no plan of saving at all. About 40% of people who work full-time do not even save for retirement. Those who do typically save a relatively small amount or none at all. The rising cost of healthcare is just one problem when you think about the lack of savings. The price of just about everything is increasing dramatically. Everything is increasing. MSN Money reports Americans' personal savings fell to negative 0.5% in 2007. This is the first time since the Great Depression that the savings rate for the whole year has been in the negative. Social Security is something that the new generation's people will not and should not rely on for retirement. Even if Social Security continues, the average monthly payment to Social Security receivers is $959 a month in 2005. This is clearly not enough money for some people to survive on, especially when healthcare costs are increasing. Next, the benefit of starting now. The earlier you start, the better. It's simple. Consider these calculations about the rate of return, the amount of money invested, and the amount of time the money will be invested. If you were to invest $10,000 right now, just once, that would achieve 6% interest. It would take it 12 years to double that amount. Now, if you take the same amount of money and put it into an account that has 9% interest, it would take approximately 8 years for it to double. Now take the example of being a millionaire after 35 years of investing $1,700 a year at a rate of 13.3%. I use this rate because Hershey and Knopfsinger report that the average annual stock market return between the years of 1950 and 2005 was 13.3%. You would have to start investing at an age of 25 and retire at an age of 60 to reach the $1 million mark. Let's say you started at an age of 20 and still retired at an age of 60. Your new retirement account would have approximately $1,874,312 in it. That's a lot of money. Roughly $874,000 would be the difference in investing 5 years earlier with the same amounts. Now let's see what the differences would be if you started at an age of 30 and still retired at the age of 60. You would have about $528,588. That would be almost $500,000 less than if you started 5 years before. Finally, how to start now. Where will you get the money to start investing? There are some very simple ways to start investing. Take your income taxes, for example. Take them once a year and just pretend you didn't have them in the first place. You put those into saving. Or you could take any bonuses or raises that you get from your job and put those into a savings account. Or you could just do some overtime and put that into some savings. Another way that's very simple is if you just take all your impulse buys, like fast food restaurants and clothing and other things like that, and start using that money to save. Another way to get started is to use a defined contribution plan and use that to your advantage. If you're able to use a 401k plan that your employer guarantees to match the amount of money that you contribute to it, the account on an average of 5% of your base pay, you should use it to its max. Just make sure that you don't want to withdraw it before the age of 59 and a half, because if you do that, the government will take a 10% deduction from that account. Why is a 401k so beneficial? Your contribution is taken from your paycheck before taxes are, so taxes aren't even considered. There's a limit to the amount that you can add to your account. Either the percent of the base pay they will match, or up to $15,500. This limit will be raised if you are 50 years or older, and at a max of $5,000. The reason they do this is so you can keep up with your retirement. The stock market is another way that you can get started. The stock market is a vast thing of information, and it's very hard to just bounce into. So how can you get started into the stock market? Well, you could use a mutual fund. A mutual fund is an investment company that issues shares to the public. The money they receive is put into stocks, bonds, or any other money market securities. They are made to ease the trouble of finding the stocks and the information related to the stock. You can invest in a mutual fund that's full of bonds to have a lower risk, or you can invest in a mutual fund that's full of stocks so you can have a higher risk but also a higher reward. In conclusion, investing now would be wise because you don't know what to expect in the future when you are unable to work. Starting early can save you literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in the future. So starting investing early today, so you should start investing early today so you can become the next millionaire.